Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another video, and this is a quick reaction video to the news that Keith Long's been sacked as manager at Bohemian FC. We actually have a review and preview show coming out tomorrow. It's already recorded, and we've already actually discussed in the video the position of Keith Long. So obviously that'll be out tomorrow with us not knowing that he was sacked. So bear that in mind if you're watching tomorrow's video. We discussed it actually, and for I've been a supporter of Keith Long, but I've seen Bows a lot in the last few weeks, guys. I've seen them against Lucan, Pat last night, Shelburne and Dundalk. So we've seen them 4 times in the last couple of weeks, basically. And I was starting to side on the side that he had to go, basically, in my opinion. You'll know tomorrow if you look at the video, you'll have an idea of my thoughts as well. And I usually like to give managers a chance. I'm never the type of fella that kind of goes sack the manager, sack the manager, sack the manager. But look, it was going stale. It was going stale. Now, Bowles haven't actually said he was sacked. They said they parted company with Long, but everything's mutual consent these days. You know yourself. I think he was sacked, but is it the right decision? I actually think it is the right decision. I do. And I think even big Keith Long supporters are starting to come around to that as well. Look, it's been difficult for him as well. Look, he's been at the club 8 years. He's done a good job with what he has and over the course. And his best year was probably last year, getting to the FAI Cup final, doing well in Europe, etc., etc. In terms of the whole season, the league season before that was probably the best as well. But I think it peaked for him. It's difficult when he keeps losing good players so quickly. Your Danny Grants, your Lyons, your obviously Mandrew, Dawson Devoy most recently, Ross Tierney, Georgie Kelly, Keith Buckley, Rob Cornwall, to name a few. You know what I mean? And that's only the last year or two, basically, pretty much. It becomes difficult. But Bowls have a decent budget. They have a very decent budget. 9 players are brought in the summer transfer window, which isn't ideal, by the way, for any club to have to bring in 9 players in the summer window, which is the obviously more or less halfway point in the League of Ireland season. Something you don't want to be doing. As I said, I've watched them a lot over the last 4 weeks. There's a couple of things. I don't think the players have been given it their all. And that could be because maybe they've lost faith with the manager. It's hard to know. That said, 9 new signings. So how can you lose faith with a manager so quickly? You could argue. But there's problems there. I think a few things. You never address the defence. The defence is a position particularly I don't like in Bohemians. And I know he's lost a lot of players. I've said that. But he never really addressed the back line. And I do mention that in tomorrow's video as such. And it's a serious weakness. He's never addressed it. He hasn't improved it at all in the last couple of years. And if you have a porous defence, you're in trouble, I think. Often exposed as well, I might add too. Out of the 9 signings they brought in, are they good players? Hard to tell because they've struggled to gel. They lack cohesion. So it's hard to tell at the moment. John Sullivan showed snippets, I think. Kerr as well. James Clark too. The others, so far, not particularly impressed, but maybe they do better in a new system with a new manager with a bit more time. We don't know. Trevor Crowley and Pender are going to be there in term anyway at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see who they go for. Before we go any further, Bowls fans, what do you think? Is it the right decision? If it is, why do you think it's the right decision? If it's not, why do you think it's not the right decision? And who do you think Bowls should go for next? Do you think they should take their time, etc., and really study it carefully? But it's a difficult one because he showed great loyalty, Keith, to Bohemians, and over the years he's done brilliantly. At times, actually punching above his weight, you'd have to say. So even people that feel he should go, you can understand that they don't want to criticise. Let's say you can fully understand that. I get that 100%, but I don't know. I just think had to be done. I do think the players can be held accountable as well, but who brought in the players is the other question. The 9 new signs they brought in, Was that Long's decision? I don't know is the answer to that. I'm not really sure. If it was completely his decision, then you kind of look at it and go, like, did you need to bring in that many? Are enough of them of the quality that they need? And then again, if it wasn't really his decision, then you look at it and say he's nearly out the door anyway, in many ways, because maybe the club aren't trusting there now, like, you know. But it's difficult for any club as well to actually come to conclusion with a manager that's done so well and that you like. But you do have to be ruthless at times as well and be able to tell. There was a growing fear, I think, amongst Spurs fans. Was more booing at the stadium, stuff like that. And again, I mentioned the video tomorrow. Actually, I say the fact that, you know, boards do listen to that eventually, especially when it becomes really, really bad. Shamrock Rovers on Friday as well. So look, they'll want to show a bit of heart and desire. I don't think they've shown that though. For whatever reason, I don't think Bows have worked very hard as a unit in the last couple of weeks, to be honest, at all. There's a number of things. Tactically, they look all over the place. I suppose the manager has to blame for that. But at the same time, as I said, you know, it's hard to have cohesion with that many new players and you're losing a lot of key players. So look, he's unlucky as well. I do think he's unlucky. And you could argue that how many times could he keep overachieving? And it just becomes impossible in the end, to be honest. It's interesting because I think Keith Long became synonymous with Bohemians as well. And that's why I think a lot of fans won't really like the fact that he's been sacked, even though they probably agree with it, to be fair. And it's a difficult one. I do wonder if he'll be in the league, if he'll come back, you know, quickly, if he'll take a break, what kind of job would he take, etc. I mean, you're looking at the Dublin clubs, the other Dublin clubs, that is Shelbourne, St Patrick's Athletic, and Shamrock Rovers. And there's no job there, really, let's be honest about it. Even clubs say like Drogheda, there's no job there either. And when they say there's no job, you can't foresee any of those managers losing their jobs anytime soon, put it that way. So it'll be interesting to see if he takes stock and what he thinks of and that kind of thing. It is interesting that his coaching staff is still going to be at Bowes in the interim basis, which is interesting, particularly Crawley, because Crawley and Long were like, you know, really a double team, weren't they? So that's interesting, I suppose, as well. But yeah, I mean, there's not much more I can say at this minute in time, rather than just give my opinion off the cuff, really, in which is all I've done. And I do, unfortunately, I don't like to see it, really, but I do think it's the correct decision. And it'd be interesting to see what people think in the comments. And look, guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Hit your bell notification button. And yeah, that's about it. It's sad in a way, particularly with the week with obviously mono, etc. And you can see why people would be sad about this as well. But unfortunately, it's one of those where, you know, you can't have blind loyalty either. But that's it, guys. See you later. Thank you for watching.